P9 M18A1 Claymore mine, option 1, electric initiation. Task: employ a Claymore mine, recover a Claymore mine. Condition: you are a member of a platoon in a patrol base in a non-sea burn environment. You have been directed to utilize a Claymore mine to enhance the perimeter defense. There is known enemy presence. Standard: correctly employ and fire a Claymore mine in sequence within 10 minutes. Correctly recover an unfired Claymore mine in sequence within 5 minutes. In place and fire. Inventory the components of the M57 firing device, M4 electric blasting cap assembly, M40 test set, and M7 bandolier and M18A1 Claymore mine by removing all components out of the bandolier. Once inventory is complete, your munition will go back inside the bandolier, and your M4 electric blasting cap assembly will go back inside your bandolier. You will then prepare the munition for employment and place the bandolier around your shoulder or neck. Ensure the firing device is on safe and remove dust covers from it and the test set. You will check the connectors and dust covers of the firing device and test set for foreign material. Remove dirt and debris from the connectors by gently tapping against the palm of the hand. You will then plug the test set into the firing device. Once the test set has been plugged into the firing device, you will cap up the top dust cover. You will then move the firing device to the firing position. Depress the handle of the firing device with a firm quick squeeze and observe flash through the window of the test set, and the candidate will state, "I see the light."
I see the light.
The operator holds the window near the eye and shades with the other hand. Move the firing device bale to the safe position. Place the firing device with the test set attached in the bandolier. Upon completion of that, you will remove the electric blasting cap assembly from the bandolier. Starting at the dust cover end of the electric wire, you will uncoil approximately 1 meter of wire. Starting with the shortening plug dust cover end, you will hold it center of the chest with the left or right hand. You will encircle the firing wire shortening plug dust cover at the base with the opposite hand with your index finger and thumb. While holding your left or right hand to your chest, you will extend your left or right arm out, pulling the firing wire through the fingers of the left or right hand, and lock the elbow and pull slack from the firing wire. You will allow the shortening plug dust cover to lay on the ground while tying off the wire at the 1 meter mark to the stake. At the 1 meter mark, you will fold the wire to create a loop large enough to go around the stake or a fixed object. You will secure the firing wire shortening plug dust cover side to the munition or stake or fixed object firing position, and you will ensure that no friendly personnel are near the blasting cap during circuit testing. Uncoil enough wire to place the spool out of sight. Once that is complete, you will remove the firing device with the test set attached from the bandolier. You will remove the shortening plug dust cover from the connector of the firing wire and the end of the test set. You will then plug the firing wire into the test set and move the firing device bale to the firing position. You will depress the handle of the firing device with a firm quick squeeze. Observe flash through the light of the window of the test set. The candidate will state, "I see the light."
I see the light.
When squeezing the handle, an indicator lamp in the window of the test set flashes. The flash indicates that blasting cap circuitry is satisfactory. Place the firing device bale to the safe position. Disconnect the test set from the firing wire and replace the shortening plug dust cover on the firing wire and the top of the test set. You will then disconnect the test set from the firing device and replace the dust covers on the test set and the firing device. Once that is complete, you will repack both components into the bandolier. You will then remove the firing wire blasting cap from the barrier used during circuit testing and walk tactically, unrolling the firing wire to a position selected for the munition. Once you have reached the site selected for the munition, you will lay the spool on the ground within arm's reach and you will assume the prone position. You will then remove the munition from the bandolier and open the legs to a 45-degree angle facing the front and rear. Ensure to face the munition marked front towards enemy, and arrows on the top of the munition point towards the enemy. Push the legs into the ground with the munition facing direction of fire. In windy areas or when the legs cannot be depressed into the ground, spread them as far as they will go so they are facing the front and rear of the mine so that the mine will not tip. You will then aim the munition. Select an aiming point at ground level in front of the munition. Position one eye about 6 inches to the rear of the sight. On a knife edge sight, align two edges of the sight with the aiming point. On the slip type peep sight, align the groove of the sight in line with the aiming point that is 2.5 meters off the ground. Aim the munition by aligning the two edges of the sight with the aiming point. Once that is complete, you will then proceed to arm the munition. You will remove the blasting cap from the spool of the cavity. Secure the firing wire approximately 1 meter from the blasting cap side of the munition. You'll hold the blasting cap with the left or right hand to the center of the chest. With the opposite hand encircling the firing wire at the base of the blasting cap with the index finger and thumb, you will extend the left or right arm, pulling the firing wire through the fingers of the right or left hand and lock out the elbow and pull slack from the firing wire. You will hold at the 1 meter mark and place the blasting cap into the spool of the cavity until ready to fire. At the 1 meter mark, fold the wire to create a loop with a large enough circumference to go around a stake, and you will secure and tie down your firing wire. Unscrew inverted shipping plug primer adapter nearest to the stake. Remove the blasting cap from the spool. Slide the slotted end of the shipping plug adapter approximately 1 inch onto the firing wire between the crimp connections of the blasting cap. You will pull the wire slotted end of the adapter until the top of the blasting cap is firmly seated at the bottom portion of the shipping plug adapter. Screw the adapter with the blasting cap into the detonator well. Recheck the aim of the munition to ensure that the point of aim has not changed. Camouflage the munition and firing wire while moving tactically back to the firing position. Ensure that you are covering the firing wire as you move back to your firing position to the best of your ability using the leaves provided. Seat cover. Remove the firing device and test set from the bandolier. Remove the dust cover from the firing device and from the bottom of the test set. You'll plug the test set into the firing device. You will then grab the firing wire, remove the dust cover from the firing wire and the top of the test set. Plug the connector of the firing wire into the test set. Move the firing device safety bale to the fire position. Place one iron near the window of the test set and squeeze the handle of the firing device quickly to observe the indicator lamp flashing through the window of the test set. Candidate will state, "I see the light."
I see the light.
Move the firing device bale from the firing position to the safe position. Disconnect the test set from the firing wire and replace the firing wire and test set shortening plug dust covers. Disconnect the test set from the firing device and replace the bottom test set dust cover. Repack the test set into the bandolier. At this point, you are preparing to fire the munition. Remove the shortening plug dust cover from the end of the firing wire. Connect the firing device into the firing wire. State Claymore twice. Move the firing device to the fire position and quickly squeeze. At this point, your 10 minutes will stop. Recover an unfired Claymore mine. Disarm the mine. Ensure the firing device safety bale is in the safe position. Disconnect the firing device from the firing wire. Replace the shortening plug on the firing wire and the dust cover on the firing device. Place the firing device in the bandolier. Remove the firing wire from the stake or anchor at the firing position and place the firing wire forward of the position. You will then proceed to walk tactically to the mine. Once you have reached the mine, you will assume the prone position and check for booby traps or tampering. Remove the shipping plug from the detonator well. Separate the shipping plug primer adapter from the blasting cap. Pick up the spool and insert the blasting cap inside it and place the spool back on the ground. Invert the shipping plug primer adapter and screw the plug end of the adapter into the detonator well. Lift the mine from emplacement and secure the legs. Repack the mine and all accessories into the bandolier. At this point, you remove your firing device and your M40 test set and place them on the same side as your munition to ensure you have enough room to secure your spool. Remove the firing wire from the stake. Pick up the spool. Wrap the firing wire on the spool as you move back to the firing position and secure the shortening plug dust cover inside the spool. Ensure all components are packed in the bandolier and close the cover. At this point, your 5 minutes for recovering a mine will stop.